Want to edit a podcast faster and more accurately? In today's video, I'm breaking down the top tips so that you can save time and get back to what you love. Stop spending your entire day editing podcasts. I'm going to give you some secret tips of the trade that you've probably never heard before. Let's get into it. My first tip is making sure that you're using the right software for editing. And there's a lot of great options, but an option that I've recently become very interested in is a program called Descript. Descript is really cool because what it does is it creates a transcription of the entire podcast, and it can actually do a lot of things for you. But one of the great features of Descript is the ability to remove filler words. Let's say, for example, you tend to use the word a lot in your podcast. You can simply go to Descript, hit filter, and delete every section of your podcast where you use the word It's super simple. It's super clean. It takes you that long to do it. My friend, you just saved yourself an hour worth of removing ums from your video. Speaking of which, not only does it help you to chop up and remove the audio section, it also works with the video section. So you can take out these audio and video clips, which are going to make your videos much more easily watchable. I mentioned it's a transcription software, so at the end of the day, you're also going to have access to the entire transcript, which can be very useful for adding to a blog, a YouTube channel, or your website to increase your SEO. Additionally, a really cool feature of Descript is a voice cloning. So let's say, for example, you want to fill in a section, or you have a virtual assistant or a team member that's doing the editing of your podcast. You can actually have them clone your voice by typing in small sentences. Now, I wouldn't recommend recording an entire episode this way, but if you need to fill in a section, maybe your question was unclear, or maybe the dog was barking, you can easily fill in this section by using their voice cloning software. It's pretty nifty. It's pretty cool. Check it out. This next tip is designed for all you solo podcasters. Before your podcast is even done, you're going to realize that throughout the course of your episode, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to stumble over your words. Maybe you don't pronounce something correctly. Whenever you know that you've made a mistake that you want to correct, just take a 5 to 10 second pause in your episode. When you go back to start editing, look for these 5 to 10 second pauses. It'll make it so easy. I can't tell you how much time this has saved me. It'll make it so easy for you to find excerpts of your episode that you want to clip out. Just take a quick break from speaking, 5 to 10 seconds, go back and just clip out the mess up at the end. You're going to save hours. If you're doing an interview, you'll also recognize that there's certain points of the interview that just don't work. Again, maybe there's an interruption. Maybe you botch a question. Maybe your guest leaves and comes back, something like that. In post-production, it could take you a long time to go back and find all these specific points. But if you're taking notes during the interview, just jot down times. Have like a little section of your sheet or your piece of paper that's for errors. And when there's an error or something you want to come back to and address at a later time, just jot down the actual timestamp that you're on in the interview. I can't tell you how much time this has saved me and my team when trying to clean up an episode after recording. By the way, are you getting some good tips? Smash the like button and leave a comment below. I'm not asking you for anything except to show me and tell me that I'm giving you something that's valuable. So smash that like and leave a comment. All right, let's get into the rest of these tips. When it comes to recording, a lot of times you're going to be recording on a single audio file. For example, Zoom recordings are on a single audio file. This can make it difficult to edit if there's, again, a dog barking in the background, or maybe you and your guest are speaking over one another. It's almost impossible to clean that up because it's on one single file. You can't just delete that whole section because one person is saying something important to the interview and the conversation. But if you're recording on two separate audio tracks and there's an overlap or there's an interruption while you're speaking, something like that, you can just run with the punches and you can clean that up in post-production. The platform that I use to record all my interviews is called Riverside.fm. It's a spectacular platform. It's completely transformed the way that my interviews are done. Sound quality, video quality, it's spectacular. And again, it's going to record on two separate audio tracks. So when you combine them together, it makes it very simple and very clean for you to edit that out. It also makes it easier for you to adjust sound levels. Another perfect example. Let's say my volume is perfect, but my guest volume is too low or it's too high. In a single mono track recording, it's basically impossible to fix this. I mean, there's some things that you can do, but it's going to be very difficult for you to smooth out that audio. But if you're recording on 2 separate tracks using a program like Riverside, you can easily bring their decibel level down and yours up to meet in the middle. It's going to create a much better listening experience for your listener. If you want to check out Riverside, I'll put my affiliate link below. If you like it, great. If not, that's cool. But I think that you will. I'll tell you what, I love it. All right. So now that your interview is done, you're probably going to just turn off your computer. You're going to go for a walk with the dog or hop on your next call or do something else. Stop. Don't do that. As soon as your interview is completed, record your intro right then. Because when you come back 5 days later, 2 weeks later, a month later, you're going to forget all the really incredible and interesting points that happened during that interview. But if you record your intro right now, when you come back to finish your post-production, it's going to make it so much easier because you're going to have an intro that's cohesive and works its way well into the episode. So record your intro right after you finish recording your podcast. This is another great tip. Most podcast listeners are really honed in and really listening for the first several minutes. There's this magical point that happens when someone's listening to your podcast where they flip it on, they start listening, they're like, I like this. I want to listen to more of this. And then they're going to put it in their pocket and continue their run, or maybe they throw it down on the car seat next to them. Instead of focusing on cleaning up and perfectly editing your entire episode, just really focus on the first 5 to 10 minutes. This is when your audience is really going to be listening hard anyway, okay? If you're scraped for time, if you don't have a ton of time, just focus on the first 5 to 10 minutes. You're going to save yourself immense amount of time long run. I also want to point out that the more interviews you do and the more podcasts you record, the better the quality is going to be. Okay. So you're going to need to clean up your program less with the more expertise you get. So don't give up. Just keep getting better. Keep improving with each episode. Speaking of improving, I have a video right here. It's specifically designed to help you grow your podcast. Check out this link right here. Smash it, check it out, and let me know your thoughts. Have a great day. Peace.